Hey, what's going on YouTube? So today I'm really excited because we're going to talk about the 97 today. I'm probably going to take the cover off. We're going to talk about it. I actually have to end up going somewhere today, so I'll probably do a little POV action and so you guys can hear it. So let's get into it. So a little backstory, if some people haven't followed me on my Instagram, but if people do follow me on Instagram, you guys will know how much this car means to me. This car has been in the family for about 15 years. My dad's had it for about 15 years. We're from Indiana, so it originally came from Wabash, Indiana, which is like, I think, 25 minutes, maybe a little bit more away from our hometown. And the car was pretty much bone stock, had about 71,000 miles on it, I want to guess now. The odometer's broke. I'm gonna see if you can see it. It's stuck at 129,722, but the car actually has like around 140-ish, roughly. Paint, you know, if you guys know factory paint on, I don't know if it's just white, but at least on the white cars, it was a defect, and it would peel and chip really bad. Like there were spots all here, you know, spots all over the roof on both sides. Trunk was real bad. And just a bunch of other stuff, but the car was pretty much all stock its whole life. All right, don't mind how dirty it is, but so he had the cold air. This is a JLT straight tube cold air, which most Cobra guys probably run this, but he added the cold air, BBK underdrive pulleys. We have 355 gears. This car came with stock 327s, and the 355s are actually the stock Terminator gears, so I thought that was kind of pretty cool. So we have those. We have Screaming Demon coil packs. We used to have FRPP plug wires, but they actually took a dump on us. We're having a issue for the longest time where the car would cut out at certain points in time, like the exhaust would like make pop, 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 pop sounds, and we would lose power if we were going to RPMs or whatever. It ended up being the plug wire, so we went back with OEM wires, and that solved the problem. We also have stock headers, but an off-road H-pipe with Flowmaster mufflers. He also put a Steeda short throw shifter, I believe, on the car. And we have Bilstein shocks, and I believe they're Bilstein springs. But car looks a little funky right now because of the driveway. That's why it looks, you know, monster truck on one side, low rider on the other. But I want to say that's about it. We also got those tires. Well, I'll talk about those in a minute. So my dad ordered these off of eBay. They're this red Cobra badges, which I really, really like. It matches really well with all the red that we did on the outside. We got these tint covers that actually go over the stock headlights. They're just like a decal, as you can tell. Don't mind the overspray. What else we got? Okay, so these we got off the LMR. This is actually a whole package, not the tire lettering though. I gotta brighten them up, so don't worry about that. These are the Nitto NT555G2 tires, and these are the SVE NVX wheels. They are in satin bronze, and I believe the setup, don't roast me alive, I could be wrong, but I want to say these are 18 by 9s up front, and those are 18 by 10s or 10.5s in the rear. These are two 65s up front and two 85s in the rear. And from having two 45 tires in the back our whole lives, these make a heck of an improvement, I will say. We also tinted out the back tail lights. We got these Cobra inserts in red, but these are actually really cool. These actually like light up at night with like a flake, and they're reflective, like a cop car at night. If your lights see a cop car and they shine, it does that same effect. I haven't seen anybody run these before, and I think they're really cool. Painted the original SVT badge in red, but gotta redo it. Then the controversial wing. We have a 2000 Cobra R wing on it. Say what you want, it will never come off the car. The way we have our car set up, I love it. It looks like a race car. It's gonna keep looking like a race car, it just won't perform like one. But, you know, people can do what they want. V6 guys put Cobra badges on their cars. GT guys put Cobra bumpers, Cobra kits, swap Cobra engines, whatever. You know, people do what they want. At least ours is still Cobra on Cobra, so, you know, there's that. But, so we got the Cobra wing on that. And then we have a 4-inch, this is a 4-inch cowl hood. I believe this was off of Cervini's. This is, I think it's actually carbon fiber from what my dad said. I'll have to ask him, I'm not too sure about that. But, Joe and Slaughter rotors. Obviously, these are actually really old. Got to get a new set. We did the backs, but just kept the fronts the way they were. Painted the calipers all in red. We have these side scoops as well. We actually had to get a new set. These are bigger than our old ones because one of them flew off. But I'll have to get some clips of this running because these cars are really underrated, man. I love them to death. I actually love driving this one more than my Mach 1, and sometimes more than the Terminator. This car is so comfortable to drive, and they really put the driver as the priority. Like the seats are like Serta mattresses. They're super comfortable. The way it shifts, the way it drives, the cabin feels a little bit bigger, just slightly. But I mean, it's just a really nice road going car. It's a really nice cruiser, guys. It's got some power down low a little bit, you know, make you feel like you have something. But you know, interior is pretty much all stock. All stock. I want to do a rear seat delete, but you know, we still have the stock radio. I don't think anybody has that anymore. I kind of like it just for that reason. Our stock seat's a little ripped, but that's what you get from, you know, driving your car. Just, you know, I added this short antenna for like $8, $11. You know, she's not the fastest thing in the world, but she sounds great, and that's why we wanted to do it. We wanted to keep this car around. So I'm excited to go for a drive later and let you guys hear it. Now, one thing I did forget to mention, these cars, the first gen 4.6s have what's called IMRCs. And those are like, they're like valves, and they open and close depending on a certain RPM. And that is to basically help with bottom end torque down low. So you're supposed to clean them every 30,000 miles. We've never cleaned them. We cleaned them at 140,000, or you know, roughly 135, 140,000. I'll have to put some pictures up of how gummed up and how dirty they were. I'm surprised if they even worked. And the secondary valves had built up like that much. It was insane. But the car totally got a new change. It probably, the seat of your pants feel was immediately noticeable, so it really helped out. We did that, and obviously repainted the car. That's probably the last thing I'll talk about. Repainted the car, and you know, this thing turns heads everywhere you go. You might not like the wing. I love it. Like I said, people give us thumbs up all the time. It just, you can't not look at this thing. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I like it so much. Just because, oh yeah, we also added these flags. American flags, because we love our country. Love the people who serve our country. I have some people and family members that were in the military and stuff, so my country is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I love being a patriot and stuff, so you got to represent with some V8s, with some flags, you know. kind of cool to have the trio. But anyway, I'll start it in a second and go for a drive so you guys can hear it and talk a little bit more about her. In the 97. Yeah, this thing is so insanely easy to drive. It's so comfortable. Rusty, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while since I've driven this thing. Yeah, this has a Exidy Stage 2 clutch in it, and this is by far the smoothest engaging clutch that we have. In my opinion, this is actually a little bit stiffer to put the clutch down, if that makes any sense. Like the pedal feel, I don't know if it's the springs or if it's just the way the clutch is, but you got to put more effort into the clutch pedal than you do the other two cars, and the other two have some heavy duty clutches. So I just thought that was a little interesting. I don't know why, but other than that, I mean, this T45 is so easy to, it's just like butter. I mean, I can just put it out of gear, put it in gear, so easy. I like this, I don't know what it is, but I just like these seats a little bit better as like an everyday car because it's not as heavily bolstered, as you can tell. The Terminator seats, I love the Terminator seats, don't get me wrong, and my Mach 1 seats, I love them. But they're, my opinion, they're just a little for show and all go. But I mean, if you take, I took the Terminator on a road trip, for example, down to my buddies in Tampa, and just, you know, 2 hours there, I mean, my back was starting to hurt. And, you know, I'm 21, so I mean, it's, you know, it's there. You know, they're not the most comfortable seats ever. This thing, I could drive to Indiana and back, no problem. No problem. And another thing, those IMRCs I was talking about, so I'm in 4th gear right now, this has more punch down low than my Mach 1 does, because the Mach 1 and the Terminator don't have IMRCs. It's just all the valves are just open, sucking air in constantly. So like, you know, it's got a little punch down low. But my Mach 1, it feels like a snail, you know, unless I'm past $4 grand, really. And then the supercharger in the Terminator, you know, you've got that instant, you know, the instant boost, the instant power, so that's not a problem. But this is a really cool design. I really like the fact that we have 2 Gen 2s and a Gen 1, just to kind of talk about some of the differences. don't eat me alive, but I believe this is an aluminum block engine, and the Terminator is iron block, and I believe the Mach 1 is also aluminum. I love the decel in this car. This sounds so mean, so aggressive, man. It just sounds like the business. I don't know what it is. And then when I shift, if you guys pay attention, it sounds like it's trying to gulp for air. I really like, I like every aspect of this car, man. I really do. Not even being biased, like I love my Mach 1 to death. There's a SN95. Saw it, dude. Or lady. But right there, that SN95, that was a GT, and she had a Cobra badge on it up front. So talk what you want, I'm keeping that sucker. Dude, can't get over that. Hey guys, I made it to my stop. I didn't feel like filming me just walking in here and stopping for like 20 people, so I just decided to film when I got right here. But I'm here at my stop, and it was funny because I didn't notice till after I looked in the rearview mirror. There was a guy in a 5th gen ZL1, and he was creeping on me, dude. Creeping on me. I don't know what this car does, man, but it just attracts so much attention from everybody. Truck drivers, guys in the trucks, the lifted trucks, anybody in any muscle car, really. The Terminator, my theory is because people know what it is and they feel like it's got 600 horsepower, so they just don't even want to mess with it. But they see this car and they think, oh man, he's probably got something, so they always want to run it. But that dude, I parked all the way over here, way in the back, as you can see. Nobody around. And I goosed it right over here in first gear, and he was pulling out, and as soon as he pulled out, he freaking freight trained it. I was like, I know what you were doing. So, all right, guys, let me do what I gotta do, and I'll get back in here and film some more. All right, guys, just got back in the car. I'm not gonna keep rambling around. I'm just gonna get to the part where I started driving. So I'm gonna head back to my back roads, and I'll see you guys there in a minute. All right, peace. Guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this little video of the Cobra. I'm glad I was actually able to get out and drive it for a little while. Apologies for not actually ripping her the whole way, but this car is pretty old, and you know, she's never been opened up. Stock engine, stock, you know, the only thing we've done to it is just clean the IMRC. So I we always try to baby her as best we can. You know, the goal of this car is to keep her forever. You know, when I have kids one day, I want my kids to grow up in this car like I grew up on it. This car means just as much to me as it does my dad. So, you know, this is a really special car between us, and it's been an honor to be able to grow up in it, drive it, and share the memories with him, help work on it, you know, all that fun stuff. And I can't wait to be able to take it to more car shows and car meets and whatever happens down the road when all this stupid stuff goes away and things get back to normal. So, but anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you agree or disagree with some of the things I said, give it a thumbs down. It is what it is. Thanks again, guys.